So yesterday I asked Jack, when is the audit report for Zen NFTs due? He responded really shortly after. Preliminary should be Monday or Tuesday. You know, boom. The first audit report should be Monday or Tuesday. That where it tells you where there are issues, and if there are any issues, you can fix these tiny issues here and bring it back to us. So that's pretty bullish. I don't think we're going to see any major issues. He's been saying before the end of December or the end of this year, after Christmas. So the window to capture Zen is closing. I'm noticing I don't have that much Zen. I've been minting it and selling it this whole time. But I do have a huge batch, well, not huge, but a decent sized batch mint that ends today. I'm going to go through that in a few minutes. But in this video, I want to talk about what I'm imagining will happen when Zen NFT goes live. So yesterday I put out a tweet, imagining the shock and awe as the supply of Zen nosedives and turns this data from green to red 24 hours after Zen NFT launch starts massive burn. So in this image, it's the image of Zen Turbo that shows the total new supply. So yesterday there was 100 billion new Zen minted. So far today, there have been only 61 billion Zen minted. When we break down Zen NFTs, let's actually kind of break that down. Let's actually do that. So here's my Zen NFT I did the other day. Remember I did this? I did 3 days now. This one's been bleeding a little bit. So let's go ahead and claim these. Boom, aggressive, it's testnet. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this Zen to make more. So instead of selling this, what I can do is I can turn around and burn it. So let's do mint. And let's go with, the first is the collector NFT. That's what I did the other day. The only value that these Zen NFTs have is the fact that they have Zen that will be minted in the future. Okay, let's go. Let's just do a Zen tutorial. Let's do a tutorial. Quick tutorial. VMU is a virtual wallet created by smart contract and controlled by you through the same contract. No one has the keys to these wallets. Access to them is controlled by Zen NFT that you receive. Actual possible count of VMUs is determined by the network block gas limit. So simply put, a VMU is a wallet. So you got, instead of having all these, see how I have like 100 wallets here? I could do 100 of these right here and it just be in one. So last week I did the 3. That made me 3 wallets, so I earned 18 million Zen off of just one transaction. So what I can do is I can come here, make 100 of these, or I can make 5 of them. I can make 10. I can make, the most I can make is like, I think 128. The catch is the higher the VMU count, the more gas. So say I do 128 mint, it's 0.04. But if I bring it down, I don't think it's going to show on here because I don't know why, but if I did say 10, it would be like 0.004. It would be cheaper. So the more VMUs or the more wallets I make, the more gas I'm going to have to spend. Turn day simply is how long you want it to wait until you get this in. And category collector, we already talked about that. Series, this is basically how rare or how powerful the NFT is. Because if you're doing it for if you're doing 128 VMUs for, say, the max, I guess the max on testnet is 366, that's a pretty rare person, right? So this one is going to be purple and blue. But if I'm doing, for 10, it's going to go back to red. Like, that's not really impressive. So the ones that are going to stand out are going to be these, right? Now, why would anybody buy this NFT? All right, so say right now on Zen, on CoinTool, which I'm going to be actually claiming one of these. Say I did a batch of 128 for 366 days, but 100 days rolls around and I'm like, man, I got another 266 days left, right? I can sell it on OpenSea. I can list it on OpenSea and someone can come along and say, hey man, it's only got 266 days left. I can wait that long. They can meet somewhere in the middle for how much this is worth. You see what I'm saying? So I could get rid of the Zen NFT early, basically. That's why this is powerful. And it's not even considering the burn yet. So the next one is, I think I pretty much explained that. The next one is limited. Now limited category, unlike the rare category, is not limited by the number of tokens issued, but rather it is limited by time. Limited Zen NFTs will be issued to any number of qualified users according to the following criteria. The time of limited Zen NFT issuance is 365 days. Since the moment it was in, so the lowest amount of time I can do for a limited is 365 days. Count of VMUs in the bulk Zen mint is 100 or more. So I can't do any fewer VMUs than 100. That's the least amount of gas I can spend is for 100 VMUs. User is in possession and is willing to burn Zen tokens for the privilege to mint one of the limited Zen NFTs. So this is where they start to get kind of rare. So I can't even do less than 365 days, and I can't do less than 100, right? So let's put it back on limited. Zen to burn. Now, you see, I made 18 million, right? I can create even more value for the NFT by burning Zen. And being that I'm gonna mint 100 VMUs, I'm gonna make that 18 million back. So the Zen is being burned. It's kind of like Hex. When you stake Hex, your Hex gets burned. And then at the end of your stake, you mint it back. So I could say, okay, this 100 VMUs, I can actually go do the math. I can go to the calculator, mint monitor, mint calculator, and I can say, okay, 366 days. These numbers are gonna be a little bit different because it's different from testnet. And we'll leave all at the same. So for about $910, it's going to give me 100 addresses, right? I'm going to earn 27 million per address based on the network's recent numbers. The numbers going off of now on mainnet. Total Zen, I'm going to make 2 billion. So if I burn 18 million, I put 18 million in here. I'm going to burn 18 million and I'm going to earn 2.7 back. 2.7 billion, spending $910, and then I could turn around and sell the NFT for more than the 18 million. You say, but you could just sell the Zen, or I could put it in an NFT, wait a few days, because I'm not gonna be able to put it right, burn it, and then turn around and go straight to OpenSea. But I could do this for the max 366 days, and then wait a few days, and I will get my 910 plus this 18 million back. It's like almost guaranteed. The next class is the Apex. Now these are for the big boys. If I wanted to make a Zunicorn, it should default and show me how much I need to burn. But as of now, that's 10 billion Zen. This is why this is so bullish, at least short term for Zen. The current supply on DEXs is 80 billion Zen. The max amount of Zunicorns there can be is 100. So that's 1 trillion. And looking at the supply, there aren't but 1.6 trillion circulating, period. There's only 1.6 trillion. I'm just feeling like the supply is going to shrivel up really quickly, because when I look at the supply, I kind of giggle a little bit. This is some truth. Let me drop some truth of what I'm really thinking here. I see 40,000 address, 42, it's actually up. 42,000 addresses, which is going up every day. I see 42,000 addresses, and I think to myself, man, I bet a lot of those addresses are a couple of people. So what I think is gonna happen, there are gonna be a lot more, I think there are gonna be a lot more Zunicorns minted than people are expecting. Because you say, oh, well, there's only a couple addresses that even have 10 billion Zen in them. Well, it's like, yeah, but what about the people that have hundreds of addresses with millions of Zen in them, and they have to docile them all down to one account to make the Zunicorn? So I feel like, or it's almost, I want to say, I know. I know that people are going to docile down these wallets into one and make Zunicorns. And it's going to be a lot more burn than people expect. I think Jack is downplaying, like he did the launch. He downplayed the launch. It was like, I think it'll be okay. It'll be a few people that do it. I did not. And then afterwards, what was he saying? I didn't expect it to be that crazy. I think he did expect it to be this crazy. And he's been preparing. That's just my speculation. See, I'm saying think now. So because I don't know. What I think I'm going to see, I think this number right here is going to take a nosedive. And I think this number will stall out. I think this number will stall out. And I think these are going to be negative, at least for a little while. And when people see that, I think they are going to FOMO. I'm looking at the Zen price going down, and I'm looking at the amount of Zen that I have, which it really isn't a lot because I've been selling it. And I'm looking at this batch that I have right here. I have 31 wallets to claim today. I'm about to do that now. So let's switch over to Ethereum. Let's go to that wallet and let's claim these. So go to Coin Tool, show only claimable, claim all. See how much this is. 46, 78. 78 right now. I probably wouldn't do it right now anyway. Gas is kind of high. Let's see what gas is. Yeah, 21. I'm not gonna do it right now. But we can see how much this cost. Let's see how much we're gonna make here. Coin Tool, $83. And then I'm gonna do, so it's 83 to start it. And let's go claim all. And let's set the gas to, we'll leave it at 13. 83 plus 46, right? And then we're gonna do some math. We have 154 million Zen we're gonna get here. 0.3. So let's do the math. 83 plus 46 equals 129. And if I do 361 minus 129, that is a profit of $232. If I dump it, if I turn around and dump it. Now, this is where I'm starting to think, looking at NFTs, I'm like, man, I think that supply is going to I think it's going to go straight, start taking a nosedive, just like ETH did when Zen came online. I think the supply is going to start going straight down. And the moment that this happened, not even the moment, but just thinking of the psychology of everyone learning about what's happening, I think when people start, because that's the biggest FUD. The biggest FUD is the inflation. Oh, okay, so what happens when the inflation the supply takes a nosedive? What about then? What is the inflation then? People are still going to try and FUD and say, oh, well, what about when people stop making NFTs? It's always going to be something. But the people that are just along for the ride, like me, who is just ignoring all of that and just minting and doing my thing, are winning. With the price just going straight down, I still made a profit of $200 if I sell it. And if my transaction goes through, which it probably will. I put it at 13 Gwei. 13 Gwei will get hit probably this afternoon when things calm down. Right? Or too late tonight. And if not, I'll just bump it up. And that's what Zen at new lows. Like, hello. You know, it's more ETH than I spent. That's if I sell it. I'm thinking about not selling it because it's like, I'm probably going to wish I had some Zen for it. I'm going to wish that I had some Zen for the ride when Zen NFTs comes out. It's like do I go ahead and start expecting Zen NFTs? Is it post-chain or is it a real thing that's got to come out? I'm starting to get some expectations. Yeah, this has the potential to be a monster. Hit the subscribe button if you like Zen content. I'm probably going to be making more of this stuff as long as it's profitable because this is awesome. Bye.